Hi there. It's been a wee while since I've updated and I've had a busy few weeks, so I thought I would just take you over with my latest updates on the layout and just show you what I've basically been up to for the past wee while. I posted a video last time of the trains running just over Altoon Yard there. It was just a wee video shot. It's all ballasted in now, as you can see for my position here. I've got the grey track's going to be my main line, which is going to run straight through, and then we've got a siding track just off that, which is going for breaking down and making up trains. Then I've got three sidings, which you can see just shooting off into the distance there. They're just going to be holding yards, just for holding wagons and things. This side's almost finished, where the CSX loco's sitting there is coming back up this way into all this junk. There's going to be my engine servicing facility. So I need a couple of points up in here. I need the engine service building, and then once I get that, I can lay the track out up in this area. So it's not so bad there, quite happy with that. I managed to get the back scene board put up here, the divider. I'm going to put some industrial stuff round about the posts that are sticking up. I was going to board this side out, but I might still do it. I'll wait and see how much space I've got and how much I'll lose. So I've got that done. And then as we move down here, this is Altoon Yard, which this is my three sidings I've got at the side here. The grey track, obviously, as I'd mentioned before, is the main line, which comes round the top here. And then I've left a space here so I can speak to the people on the other side that's working opposite section. These 3-point motors or servos need to get installed still. Need a wee bit of assistance because I can't see to cut the wires. I'll get them put in hopefully today, tomorrow, and get them wired up, and then that'll be the last 3 servos for the CTC machine. So I'm really pleased with that. You can see the track splits off. It disappears away at the back there round to the chemical plant at the back end, and then this end here we've got comes round. Apologise, it's a bit dark. One of my next things I'm doing is some LED lighting. This comes all the way down and what is going to be Thomas Edgar Steelworks at the top here. So I've got the main line pretty much ballasted, and there's a few areas where the glue's not caught, so I need to add some in there, but the point motors are in, point modules are in at the bottom, the point servos are in, it's all wired up. I just need to add the wire in for the CTC machine, which is going to sit just down the bottom there where my drill is. That CTC is going to just sit in there just below the clock. I've not done anything below. Obviously I added in the trees and stuff in the back scene. There, that was ages ago. It seems like ages ago. Feels like I've done this track ages ago. It's nearly been getting on for a year now, I think, since I eventually started breaking the ground and getting to this point. So to achieve this in a year, I'm amazed, if anything else. But really pleased all the same. So you might also notice that I've got the valance in at this side, still all to be painted and things. Got the valance in at this side as well. I just zoom round so you can see now I lifted the valance at my left hand side there because I wanted to be able to look through and see anybody that's working on the other side. That was what I wanted to do, so it's a wee bit there. So I'll try and make that transition a wee bit less severe than just that wee check that's in it there. Obviously that's my switching box and my workbench. Yeah, that control panel operates everything in the yard, all the points were that direction, and everything to the CTC. And then under here I've got my power relays and everything that tells me how much power I'm drawing, so I'm really pleased with that. Also got my LED lighting. I can switch it between blue and white lighting once that's installed. And once I've got a chance to do that, that we should see some on that. I've got some power coming through that already, but my points are taking up hardly any and I've nearly got all them in. So 0.97 is great. And I'm really not worried, so I'm really pleased with that. That'll be good. I'll get that tidied up a little bit closer to the time. John Bowman done that and the panel, which is great. This here's the fascia on this side. It's not really completed yet. There's a passing loop underneath here which comes off the Helix, which, if I can show you that, it's pretty dark. But once I get some LED lighting in there, hopefully you'll see that a bit better. So that comes off the top of the Helix. comes round, down through there, underneath the main layout there, and then up and under the other side to take me down. So these are just handholds to get access in for, just to make sure nothing derails. It's just a passing siding in there. The Helix is single track, so if I need to pass anything in there, I can store something in the side while something's coming up down the Helix. As to the operation, and as we move up, this is where the CTC is going to eventually sit. John Bowman's currently wiring it just now, so I'm really pleased with how that's coming on. And that's the end of my yard. Then we're going to come to the split of the Helix. So this is like one end, so the steelworks is over here, and then we're coming round. This is Altoon Yard, and then we're going to have an engine service facility up at this end. And then this tunnel loop comes over the top of the Helix, over this side, down to this other end. And I've managed to put a nice, change the light here, managed to put a nice curved valance up in there, which I was actually quite impressed I managed to achieve. I've got to put a valance in round about the Helix at this end once I get it all sorted out and cut out the wood sitting at the side there for it. So this is what was going to be Lake Erie Dock, is now going to be just Industries servicing. I managed to pick up a Walther's New River Mining Company kit, so that's going to, my coal mine's going to sit up at this end now. So there's going to be a big, it's almost going to be like, to make it look like it's going to be in a quarry, with a track going behind the quarry at this side, to make it look like that the track just disappears. But when you're looking at this end, all you're really going to see is a quarry with a cliff face, with the coal mine getting pushed into it. So that's the plan for this end. And then as we come down here, we're going to have 3 or 4 industries. 2 definitely that I know. I'm definitely having an Iron City brewery company. I've found some pictures online of what that looks like. So that's going to sit in here. So I'm going to have a brewery, some beer wagons, and I'm also going to have a armour packaging plant, which I picked up a few of these armour cars refrigeration units. So I'm going to have one of them that's going to sit down here. And then I've managed to find a couple of pictures online of what that looked like. So it's going to be a big cattle pen, slaughterhouse, packaging plant, meat processing plant down this end. And then I'm going to put another industry in here. I think I've got space for it without making it look too crowded. It'll give me a wee bit more to do. This loop down here is the one that comes from the passing loop on the underside. So that comes up and we come up into this area up in here. And then obviously the Y at the back at the top there comes round off Altoon Yard round into what is going to be my chemical plant. So that's how that's sitting at a time. So I've got the valance in just now. Up at the top again, it all needs sorted out and cleaned and painted and things. So I've got that in up here, and then this end here's the Helix is going to be completely closed off, just because it's tight to get past in there. You can be walking through it sideways, and I don't want anybody knocking anything by mistake. So it's going to be boarded right around that side. That's what the board at the bottom there's going to do. It'll be cut, and then I'm going to have a couple of holes in it just to allow access, just to see it, just to see things for where you're standing, so you can check what level it's at. So that's what I'm doing in this instance, just in there. So that's the kind of next steps. I've got the servo motor in here, but I need to put the point module in, and it's the same down at the bottom end. At that end there's a couple of wires hanging down. All the yellow and white wires hanging down are track detection modules. So the CTC machine is going to tell you if there's something on the line in those areas. So all the main lines got track detection on it, pretty much as soon as you come off the Helix into the passing loop. On the underside, which is up in there, and you're going to be able to see on the CTC machine if you've got something sitting on the track to allow anything to pass through. And at the bottom line there is just my head shunt off the yard at the bottom. And this one down the bottom here is the passing loop for the bottom of the Helix. Again, the lighter ballast is the main line with a passing loop in there. So because the Helix is single track, if you come off the yard at the bottom there, through the back and come along the side here, you've got a siding that you can park a train in until it passes. Also, the third line at the back there is my programming track. It's quite long. You can probably stick some maintenance away in it, but it's literally just there for storing stuff to come up through the Helix. The mainstay, the scenic stuff's all going to be in this top level. just up at this point up here. So I've kicked on quite a bit from where I was, getting closer to getting some finishes in. Pleased I've got the track ballasted. I need about probably about 10 or 15 more points, and once I've bought them I'll be able to get the track work finished off around this side and get the track work in for the mine and the different industries, and then at this side here I'll be able to finish the engine servicing facility at this point, and then the mainstay of the track's required for the steelworks in here, along with hundreds of kits. So I'm just really tidying up the wiring just now. There's not a lot of buildings and happened, though I have bought that one kit and a few other wee bits and pieces from a couple of modelling shows. I picked up a few of these oil tank car platform loading facilities, so they're going to dot about, and I'm picking up some wee bits and pieces. I'll get the fascia on this, it's not going to be too deep, and then I'll get a fascia on the one above once I've got the wiring in for the one above. So I'll just keep it off just now until the wiring's done, so it's easier to get access in and out of. This one here is literally just tacked on with a couple of screws. Once I get the lighting underneath there fixed and installed and I'm happy with it, then I'll attach this proper, and then I'll board these gaps up to make it look a bit better. Put some ballast, and I'll almost use it as a picture display, so there'll be a bit of scenics and stuff in behind it, and then it'll be ballasted and things. Maybe put some construction tunnelling work or something in there just to make it look, give you something to look at. This point here is all going to be boarded off, so you're not going to see any of this. Though I am thinking of having at this point here, the Helix, just having a wee couple of windows, so if you're up at the workbench up the far end there, you can see from here what's sitting inside the Helix. This side of the Helix is going to be a bit more open because I've got a bit more space coming around it, and this part here is going to be fully opened. There's going to be a cliff face and things in. So really pleased with how we're getting on so far. Just need to start putting the last bits of the track in that I've got lying about, pick up some other bits, get the lighting in, then most of the wire's going to be done by then, ballast up the last few pieces, and then start building in kits and start to actually get some real scenics on this. Hopefully run a couple of operating sessions. I think I've got a plan for about 4 people for spacing in it. I've got loads of people that have asked to come along and operate it, so I'm looking forward to that. So that's pretty much my progress so far. If anybody does have any questions, please feel free to just stick them below. Yeah, I'll answer them. If anybody's got any ideas for an industry in this side, I've got 2. I'm definitely having a brewery, and I've got a slaughterhouse in there, and I've got a chemical plant, but I was thinking a grain facility or something, but just seems maybe we'll fancy something a bit odd, something a bit different. So I'll go for there. Again, if you have any ideas, just let me know. Thanks very much for watching. Take it easy. Bye.